So I thought I just want to do that. All right, awesome. Well, it's great to see you.
You too. Here we go with some goddamn fun.
This is Total Babble. Total Babble. It's a show about music, pop culture, social media, movies, the internet, relationships, TV, whatever. Total Babble. The Total Babble Podcast.
She's Emily, I'm Stu, and we talk. We're here doing a show. Hi, how are you? What's going on?
Hi, how do you do, Stu?
You always sound so surprised, like, oh my God, I just picked up the phone, and you're there, except it's not a phone, but you're just right there. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, every day I try to capture the same energy as the time that I walked out of my bathroom naked almost directly into our house cleaner while her face was at crotch level. Yeah. We still haven't made eye contact since then, and it's been 2 years.
Well, how could you? Do you just stare at each other's crotches? That's the best way to go.
No, as it would be, she's the only one who's had to stare directly into my naked nethers.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I. I still have nightmares about it, and I'm sure she does too.
Well, this is something that I can try if I ever get a house cleaner. And, just to establish that different relationship, I can go with that.
The only thing that I would recommend is if it does happen, don't windmill.
Oh,
that's a different thing.
Maybe do windmill. If I'm going to go in, go all in.
You're going to go in, go all in. Have you ever seen nipples with pasties on them?
Yeah.
Okay,
what's
great.
the point? Why bother is my thought.
Okay, it's a good thought.
Yeah.
My question is, and so for the uninitiated, to swing your pasties in different directions, you put different arms up, okay? And the different arms that you put up will have your pasties swing one way or the other, or perhaps both in different directions, okay? So for those of you who don't know what a pasty is, if you've ever seen a burlesque show or something, they are those tassel-y nipple covers. Okay?
Because the nipple is
tassels.
bad, we can't see the nipple. Show the whole boob, but don't show the nipple.
But don't show the nipple.
Yeah.
But also, pasties are fun and mesmerizing, like a lava lamp. Anyway, I promise there's a point and a question at the end of this, which is, if you're windmilling, if you put your arms or something in different directions, can you windmill in different directions? Or does one only windmill in one direction?
I don't know. I think it has to do with the hip motion. I think there's no way to avoid the hip motion in one direction or the other. And I don't think the arm thing would make a difference. Do you want me to try?
I was about to say, this looks like a job for science. If you would be so kind as to do the research. Also, listeners, I want to know, can you windmill in both directions, or does one's anatomy exclude thee from being able to windmill both directions? Can you be ambidextrous?
Do you want me to try it right now?
I would know.
Well, I was going to. I was ready to. I'm serious. For the show. Bit for the show. I'll do it. I don't give a... I'm going to do it. I'll go right off camera here, and I'll
all right.
talk. And God, if the camera falls, it's going to be a problem. I'll get me too'd over nothing, but all right. Hang on. All right, so I'm taking the mic with me.
Okay.
This is such a dumb radio bit.
I mean,
you can't see me now, right?
No, thank God. I
right.
can't see you.
All right, so... Okay, that is clockwise.
What is wrong with us? This is fucking ridiculous.
Now, position of arms makes no difference. It all has to do with the hip motion.
Okay, but you can windmill both ways.
Yeah. I'm bidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah.
I think that I want to know if everybody is. That is horrific and funny at the same time. But
and every guy listening, please try this at home and let me know if you have any other results. But that's what I got.
Yes, please do. This would be great.
We're going to need a government study on this, I think.
I believe that would be the only right thing to do.
better money than many of the things being spent right now. So,
Well, they should have a lot of money for all sorts of really important things because Lord knows it's not getting spent on the important stuff like cancer treatments for first responders who helped during 9/11.
well, that seems fair to me. You take away cancer treatment so somebody can swing their dick. That works, right?
I mean,
It is the government way.
That joke has layers because I feel like our current president is treating this entire thing like a big dick swinging competition. At last check, doesn't he want to be the next pope? Doesn't he think that he'll be a great pope?
Yeah. He wears blue to funerals, and there's just so many. It's all like a bad movie. Every single day, it's a bad movie. It's a bad movie that you would watch and go, "That's so unlikely to happen," and then it is. So,
and my favorite one, and I was thinking about you because we talk about this a lot, is yesterday Republicans voted to allow the Trump administration to deport U.S. citizens.
oh, I didn't hear about that. I must have just missed that one.
I don't know if it's been passed.
Right.
However,
Well, they are getting their asses handed to them in a year and a half. I can't wait. There's zero doubt in my mind that they're getting their asses handed to them. It's just people are so fucking fed up right now. And I feel like point made, we should move on to other things because we've had this conversation before. It's just the ridiculousness of it all. And it's not that the emotions aren't real and the facts aren't real. It's just we've covered the fucking outrageousness of all of this and always willing to talk about it more. I'm just saying.
there's always time to talk about tyranny. It's tyranny time!
There's always time for Jell-O and tyranny. So I have a new thing to help improve our society. Unlike our administration, I'm doing good things. Here's my thought. Here's my idea. Everybody starts reviewing grocery stores on Yelp. The guideline that you go by is they get 1 star for each register they have open. I went in to one Saturday morning, midday, busiest time of the week. They had 1 register open. What are you people crazy? 1 register, they get 1 star. If they were doing good and had 4 or 5 registers open, they're a 5-star company. This is a simple thing and really a little bit of a fight against the corporate entity that doesn't want to pay people. You get a star for each register you have open, and it is more of a convenience for the people. How do you feel about this?
Well, you can't give them any more than 5 stars. What if they've got 15 lanes open?
We could divide by 3 if need be, but I feel like no matter what the store, if they've got 5 registers open, they're going to be pretty okay. Even Target, even a big Target, 5 registers, pretty good, more than they usually have. They want us to check out ourselves and do it ourselves, and we don't get extra pay from the company. We're doing their job. And also part 2 of this, aside from the stars, is if you're at self-checkout, I feel like your plastic bags should be free.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah. Because you're doing more work than you should have to, and you're doing their job, and they can therefore spring for that 10-cent bag that really costs them 3 cents.
It makes sense to me. I like it, and I like things to be fair and equitable. But I will tell you this. That's not how Yelp works. It has to be arbitrary and absolute bullshit. I nearly sent you this text this morning. This is how a restaurant review should read on Yelp. This is a restaurant from a local guide who has reviewed the restaurant 4 stars about a month ago. Nice restaurant, very attentive staff. I only deducted a star as there was a man murdered beside me towards the end of my meal.
A great place to dine. The food was exquisite.
It was fantastic.
But the dead body was a little bit of a turnoff.
Yes, but only 1 star's worth.
Right.
No, everything else was exemplary. Or the reviews that are reviews that shouldn't be there. And I think I've talked about this on the show before, right? Which is your grocery review system. It should be 1 star. It wasn't open before the hours of operation. 1 star. My car broke down on the way to the grocery store. Didn't get to shop there. 1 star. This is how we review places on Yelp.
And also being that all the DEI things are going out the window. And that bothers me because not because I want special treatment for people, but because I want equal treatment for people, be they trans or odd looking or long hairs or even old people. I think we should deduct stars if they don't have some freaks working those registers, maybe, being that we're thinking it through. Not enough freaks, -1 star.
Yeah, although in my experience, a lot of middle-aged white guys are freaks.
Yeah, and when I say freaks, I mean people that are not the norm. I don't mean they're freaks themselves. I mean they're different than the wholesome person standing there. Hi, nice to see you, being a used car salesman. I like the people that are a little bit different and they deserve the same opportunities. That's where I'm coming from. So we could go with them.
100% agree. I do like that. Yes, I would like to see, though, if we do have a choice, more midgets.
Yeah. And I swear to God, I'm going to fly out there and I'm going to kill that gardener that is outside your house right now. I don't know why that has to be such a thing.
I don't know what. I think they should be banned.
Are they
These
doing
my
everybody's
neighbors.
house right now? Holy fuck.
No, but we have half-acre blocks in my neighborhood. So the people behind us are trying to sell their house. And so
fuck them.
they have people there all the time,
How dare they?
constantly doing stuff. And I think that these big gas-powered blowers should be made illegal. It's
thought
just
they
noise
were.
pollution.
I swear I thought
Not
they
here.
were. Okay.
Not here.
Well.
But it's absolutely ridiculous. We actually have one neighbor who does it himself, but he'll spend 5 hours doing it on a Sunday.
I had a neighbor when I lived in Newport Beach that was this old, really uptight guy, very tight. You could see when he walked. And every day he would walk and meticulously sweep and manicure every inch of the sidewalk around his house to the point that people started mocking him. And he was kind of a dick too. So people started super gluing leaves to his sidewalk. It's kind of funny. She's making
That's
a scowl.
So mean. That's
It was,
so
he was
mean.
kind of a dick. He was
What's
a little
wrong
bit of a
with
dick.
having
It makes it
pride in your
okay if he's a
home?
little bit of a dick.
I keep trying to mute my microphone to stop it, but it's just not being helpful.
Yeah, well, we need to, I think, stick to Wednesdays. Maybe there'll be less Wednesdays.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
According to
that.
Netflix.
I
It's all
had
right. I can adjust. I just don't like gardeners. I have a thing against gardeners.
I know.
All right. So being that I've done that positive for the world with the supermarket reviews, I'm also thinking about running for Pope. I think there's an opening now. I think I could be good at that. What do they call that? I'm going to join the conclave. They call it a conclave. I'm going to join that.
The voting of the Pope vote is conclave. Yes.
And watch my attitudes here. If I'm Pope, I'm going to be a good Pope. Ask me about gay marriage and abortion.
How do you feel about abortion?
Abortion, I don't care, really. We don't have enough abortions. Dominus Omus. So be it, saith the Lord.
What is your Pope name going to be?
Stuus Podicius.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, well, they're not usually Latin, are they? It's usually like Francis. Do I have to be Francis?
Exactly.
I like Stuus Podicius more.
It doesn't have to be, but you have to choose a papal name or a pontifical name.
Stuus Podicius is my Pope name just because it sounds more official, and being that I'm coming from a point of view of making sense, which has not been in the past, I want it to be different. So I'm going to go Stuus Podicius. And gay marriage, I don't care. Suck a dick or really don't suck a dick. It's up to you. And then get married. Dominus Omus, I'll be hail the Lord.
I like it. There are some really out there papal names, and maybe one day we'll go through them in terms of the crazy options that you have. Okay, other things that I can ask about your papacy. Will you travel in the Pope Mobile, or will you be more of a man of the people and drive around Pope Francis style in a car?
Convertible, JFK style, because I feel if the Lord is protecting me, the Lord is protecting me. That is faith. So saith the Lord, Dominus Omus.
Okay, I like it. Will you allow women to be cardinals?
There will be a thing printed on the wall, and it will decree everything in the church. It shall be printed in every church. Chicks are equal.
Great.
Yep.
Are we still? Is pedophilia still a thing? Are we going to get rid of that?
It's going to be done because in my church, there's a little island that I put together for terrible people. And when they defile a kid or do really terrible things, they get sent to this island, never to return. And aside from them never returning, they will cause others not to want to do these things. We've talked about it on previous shows.
I like it. Sort of a serious sort of side conversation here for a minute. I think about
okay, but
this
don't
sometimes.
let me forget. I have to get back to my promotional item. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you think that celibacy, enforcing celibacy, is what drives sexual misconduct in the church?
No, I think celibacy is unrealistic. And I think the instinct that they have to diddle little boys is already there. And that's just the way it works out. Celibacy is not a legitimate thought ever.
Well, no, because it's not just kids. I mean, we say that, but there's a lot of diddling of the nuns that happens.
No, I didn't know about that. You never hear about that.
Oh, yeah. Lots. The number of like pregnant nuns over time, it's all right. So there's a lot of that happens as well. Sexual impropriety. And I wonder, part of it is I think that it's the celibacy thing. Again, I think that if you're a pedophile, it's completely different to being attracted to a consenting adult. But I do
almost
think
like they're
that
telling you
repress
you have
nature.
to be celibate, and you try to fight against that. And hey, there's a hot nun nearby, and you can't deal with it, so you go after that nun. That's the idea.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, what's your promotional item?
Bobbleheads. They have bobbleheads at baseball games, and I have a thing kind of like bobbleheads, but I'm going to have soap figurines of me as Pope, and you use them in the shower, and you know what they're called?
I do, but I'm going to let you say it.
Pope on a rope.
I love it. I love the fact that people will be like washing their ass crack with your likeness on a slippery rope.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing I want more.
I mean,
nothing I want
give
more than to be the one cleaning out that ass crack.
Give the people what they want.
Dominus Omus. I don't even know if that's a real Catholic thing. I just learned it from an Eddie Murphy bit.
Homo erectus.
There you go. Hey, that's the problem. All right. I'm noticing that there is a little bit of extra Australia in this week's episode, a couple of Australia stories. First thing, we're talking about the Pope. Remember how the Pope died, and remember how J.D. Vance was one of the last people to see him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And remember how the internet is now saying that J.D. Vance killed the Pope?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that is not true. And to show that that is not true, here is audio of his sister.
JD did not kill the Pope. A Pope had pneumonia. Now, does JD suck all the air out of a room when he enters? Yes, he does. Our mama used to call him my little queen, like the my little queen vacuums, because he would suck so much. He would suck the air out of the room. He would suck his thumb. He would suck. If the Pope had pneumonia and JD came in the room, I bet it was harder for the Pope to breathe because JD was sucking all the air. So in that way, yes, he killed, but he didn't kill the Pope, like, directly. The Pope didn't stand up to say hey to my brother. He didn't say thank you to my brother for coming all the way to Valencia or whatever. He gave my brother a necklace. And everyone's like, well, it's a rosary. Okay, are you going to tell me they don't have rosaries for boys? Like a wallet chain rosary? Because JD loves wallet chains. My little queen is a man. My brother JD is a man. And it's time people recognize that. The Pope didn't recognize it. And we see...
And then the video cut off right there. But there you go. That's J.D. Vance's sister.
No.
Actually, it's a comedian named Blair Erskine that does funny things. So there you go. Comedy bit done. She's very funny. She writes now on Jimmy Kimmel, I think, and she used to do a bunch of internet stuff, and she plays characters. Here's a question for you. George Santos.
Oh, yeah.
Sentenced to over 7 years in prison this week. He cried, which I thought was kind of funny, and said he was hoping for a presidential pardon. Do you think he gets a presidential pardon?
No.
I don't either. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I don't know, but I don't think he's close enough to Trump. I think he's been held out to dry.
He will not simply because he's gay. I think people that attacked and killed cops at our Capitol January 6th were pardoned, but he will not be just because he's gay. I think he was enough of a Trump supporter that if he were straight, they would probably give him a pardon. But if he's gay and they pardon him, that sends a bad message to the Christian supporters. And it's okay to kill on an insurrect, but you better not be a gay man. And as much as I think his ass should just be in jail, I think that is accurate and true. And he's been discriminated against, but okay, fine.
What are the limits of a presidential pardon? Like, can the president pardon somebody even for killing somebody?
I think so.
Huh.
I believe that is the case. And it's ridiculous in the fact that there are so many little things being exploited in our country today that are screwing up the Constitution as it was intended, that we need to work that out. So when we get back in power, we're going to need to get some real checks and balances, because checks and balances is not something we have. We thought we had them, but we don't, I think.
No, we don't have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that it's so easily dismantled means that we never really had them.
Yeah, and I think when they were putting these ideas together, they didn't account for the huge amount of assholery that could be put forth, and they just thought people were going to be decent people, and maybe that's naive, but maybe back then they didn't need to think about that.
Our world is in jeopardy because bad people are doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah. It is true. So here's this thing. I don't know if you've seen this in the news. It's been huge. It's a viral sensation out of Australia. Do you know about Bridget and Paula Powers?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, these are Australian twins that were living together in their home, I guess, with their mom, and they wear the same outfits, and they're one of those twins that are very into the twindom, it seems. And apparently a gunman came onto their home, and there was a big thing where the gunman then ran away, and there was a car crash, and there was a whole incident. And here are the twins being interviewed about it. And there's a little bit, AP has like muffled audio here at the beginning. It'll come up here in 3 seconds.
Well, we were in cleaning our birds, and we heard this big bang. We said, oh no, another car accident. So we drop everything and we went running out the front. We seen Mum running out from the house up there, and then other cars were pulling up
and checking to see if the person was okay.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there and he
was coming back down
towards us, and he goes, run, he's got a gun.
So my first question is, what the hell? Do all you people do this?
No, but it's not uncommon for twins to.
I've never seen it in twins. I thought maybe it was an Australian thing, and because I only know one of you, I thought if there was another Australian in the room, like if your husband was with you, I thought maybe you would both be talking in unison, and that weirded me out a little bit. I thought maybe it's something you all do.
No, it is not something that we all do. But I think if you are with a person for long enough, you'll finish each other's sentences and that kind of thing. But I have known twins who, maybe not to that degree, but yes.
They do it all the time, and they switch off. Like one will be the lead and the other will be just a quarter second behind, and they'll switch off, and then the other one will grab it knowing exactly where the other one is going, and it's very weird.
It was more annoying to me. I don't like it. It's
weird in your head, right?
It's auditory assault.
Yeah. Bam.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bam, I'm going to take you to court now for auditory assault with that. And I thought maybe something to look at, demonic possession.
Like, just, can we get it done? Or just, where can we get a demonic possession? These are good
demonic
questions.
Possession, pro or con?
Yeah, pro, con, pro version or light.
Right.
You get like just a little demon tickle. That's the mild demonic possession. Otherwise, we have full-on Reaganism. So sitting up in your bed, vomiting, and letting Jesus fuck you. Like that's like those are the tiers. Those are the tiers of demonic possession that we have available here
Your
at
mother
Demons
burns in hell.
Are Up. Here at Demons Are Us. Choose your possession.
But Demons Are Us is only active during the Halloween months at Party City. I thought maybe a demon possessed one of them and didn't realize he got two, and then he goes to talk through one and he gets two. Two for the price of one. That could be.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
And then
maybe.
I thought
Who
Alien
knows?
Body Snatchers, maybe it's that old like Invasion of the Body Snatcher thing where Alien came down and left their pod and the new alien hatched and they forgot to take the original one back. And maybe
Yeah.
that's what happened there with the twins.
I mean, these are the only logical
Sure.
explanations.
Yeah. You go
Yeah.
with what you know and
Go
makes
with what
sense
you
in your
know.
head. Usually the most obvious explanation is the correct one, they say. They call that
Demonic possession.
Occam's explanation or something. There's a name for that I don't remember.
Yes. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's just weird. I then saw them interviewed on Jimmy Kimmel, and they did the whole interview that way, and they've just been the rage this week. And then I thought, well, that interview is good, but it also needs something. Ready for this?
Can't wait.
I'm hoping I'm going to pull this off. Here we go. So I start this up, and there's a little bit of muffled audio at the beginning. Oh, and keep in mind, too, they're talking about cleaning out their bird cages and their mother and all kinds of stuff. You have to...
They're actually animal welfare doctor thing. They used to work with Steve Irwin.
Oh, yeah, they talk about pelicans or something in one of their
Yeah,
interviews.
they do like animal rescue and they take care of birds.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Weird that you brought that up. Here we go.
Well, we were in
cleaning
our
our birds, and we heard this big bang. We said, oh no, another car accident. So we dropped everything and we went running out the front. We seen Mum running out from the house.
I'm a
up
sour
there,
old cunt.
And then other cars were pulling up.
and checking to see if the person was okay.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum. And he went up there and
He was coming back down
towards us and he goes, run, he's got a gun.
My dick, bitch.
So there you go. That make it a little bit more entertaining. I mean, sure, they're entertaining on their own, but you can spice it up a little bit. Have some
Amazing.
fun.
That's, yep, I'm blushing. That's so embarrassing.
Because,
Because it's just so embarrassing.
the little things that you've said. I told you I'll teach you how to find stuff for me. God knows
Yeah.
I say outlandish shit.
Oh my gosh.
And the shut the hell away from me is not yours. And there was another one in there that wasn't you. So you're in good company.
Exactly. Shut the hell away from me was just epic. I love that. Shut the hell away from me.
She was drunk and she thought she knew what was going on. This is a thing that I was going to talk about last week, but we talking got busy. The latest asshole craze in America. I don't want to hate. It's just so easy. And the story itself is stupid enough, but then there's the smarmy delivery from Good Morning America here that we can also go with. So let's talk about this. I don't remember much of this. We might have to kind of try to figure our way through this.
Fashion's newest it bag taking over the internet, and we're not talking brand name designers, are we, Sam?
No, we're not. But I don't know. This is super hot.
This is super hot. Let's talk about it, Gail.
I know we're still in the middle of the deep heat of the Stanley Cup craze, but make room for your next must-have. And I'm talking about Trader Joe's mini canvas bag.
Oh, it's the new thing that everybody has to have.
It's not new.
Do you have yours?
No, because they're stupid. But it's not that new. They've been around for ages.
I have one from about 2 years ago. It's the exact bag they're talking about. It's kind of blue and white, and it wasn't a big craze then. And I don't know what the big issue is. It's ridiculous.
It has officially taken TikTok by storm.
Oh, well, if it's taken TikTok by storm, it must be great.
Look what I got.
Good luck getting your hands on this spring's newest it bag.
Your bag.
It's a baguette.
And there's lots of little B-roll
It's a
inserts.
baguette.
Yeah.
Fuck off. That's a bread.
That's from a movie. They're doing dumb B-roll movie inserts here.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Fendi or even the Birkin. And it's not the Telfar.
Put the caps on those pins, girl. The bag is expensive.
Oh,
It's
good.
the Trader Joe's mini canvas tote.
I got it!
Oh, I have people posting with canvas.
So cute.
TikTokers and shoppers alike are obsessed with a petite, limited edition version of the grocery chain's iconic shopping bag.
I had to wait maybe about 10 minutes for them to update some of the colors because the blue one and the green one were already kind of taken. But as I did the rest of my Trader Joe's shopping, they kind of restocked on the other colors as well.
It's almost like they planned that. It's almost like, hey, we have bags, come to the store, and then it catches on, and then they sell extra shit too.
The heavy-duty cotton and polyester blend carry-all measures 13 by 11 inches and comes in 4 stylish colorways, retailing for a reasonable $2.99.
The 4 stylish colors, by the way, from what I saw, they have blue, very blue, navy blue, a bright yellow, and a bright red. Those are good colors, right? That's what you want to go with an outfit?
Sure. I'm not really a bag person, though. I think this is where we've come a cropper, is I don't carry things. I have a wallet that's about this big, and I put it in my pockets, and then I walk away, Renee.
Yeah.
I only
Do
take
you
a bag
have the
to carry
phone
shit.
wallet thing?
No.
Yeah, I don't either, because they say it will attach magnetically. I always feel like, I'm not feeling good about that.
No. And also I drop my phone and things happen. And nope, I just take a couple of cards and a wallet and sometimes a set of keys. Although increasingly we can open our cars with a phone. So
yeah, that's weird. And do you ever have cash in your pocket nowadays?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay, I never do. I have not carried cash in forever, and when I have to use cash, it's weird. And then when you're done with the cash, you have the stuff in your hand. Coins, they have coins. I don't know what those are, coins. And
That's
I don't
what you
need
use
any
to
of that.
pay strippers. You put it down the front of their pants.
Here,
Yeah.
Jangly, have this.
Exactly.
All right.
It's pretty crazy. It's kind of like Black Friday for these Trader Joe's bags.
Yeah.
It's totally chaos.
Totally
shut up.
fucking great with that. Totes.
Wow.
Why not just say
Punny ha-ha.
totes and poke me with a stick more with totes?
Store.
Totes my goats.
Ugh.
Where
Yeah,
after
yeah,
first gracing shelves just over 2 weeks ago.
I can see why the bag is having a moment because it is very.
Just generally, I'm tired of things having a moment. Can things stop having a moment? Can we get out of that? I've got a list going. I'm going to add that to my list at the end of the year. It's Stu's list of annoying phrases. I've got, I think, about 30 so far. So having a moment is going to go on there.
I think having a moment means something different to me. It's not good. Having a moment is like spacing out, having a meltdown, something like that. Not having its 15 minutes of.
See, I interpret it differently. I would think if you're having a moment, you know what you're doing? You're living your best life on your journey.
Oh.
All right.
Weeks ago.
I can see why the bag is having a moment because it is very classic in its structure.
Now resellers are cashing in.
What does that even mean? It's very classic in its structure. It's a square canvas bag.
It is just absolute drivel.
Because it is very classic in its structure.
Now resellers are cashing in on the craze. The bag's fetching hundreds of dollars on eBay.
What kind of asshole does this? What kind of asshole goes onto eBay and says, I have to have that Trader Joe's bag. I will buy it for $250. That sounds good.
What can you fit in it? It's
Groceries,
only small.
like a couple dozen eggs. It's about that size.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Time you mark something as limited edition or exclusive in any type of way, it already naturally drums up this need or want.
If you're dumb and American, it does.
Quick fix of buying something that you know a lot of other people aren't going to have.
Trader Joe's tells ABC News that it does not endorse the resale of any of our products anywhere. But customers who missed out on the first drop aren't totally out of luck. TJ's promises the totes will be restocked late in the summer.
Oh, this is the first time I've ever referred to Trader Joe's as TJ's, by the way. I'm sure it's super cool. Now, we looked for hours around the city to find
I wonder if he found any.
It is sold out everywhere. GMA viewer YJ Wang agreed to let us borrow hers. It is lit up like I can't even imagine. It's an other world.
Okay, and to paint the picture here, they have this bag that they bribed somebody to bring in, and they have a big black man that looks like a security guard guarding the bag because it's that important, and that is the bit that they're working.
to let us borrow hers. It is lit up like I can't even imagine. It's an otherworldly glow. Patrick is guarding us. We can't, Patrick, if I do that, is that a bad thing?
Patrick nods because Patrick can't talk because he's tough.
She also told us that since she posted her viral TikTok, people have been sending her nonstop messages asking to buy the bags from her. But again, you can't buy them. I mean, you can buy them second market, but it's not a good idea because it's just way overpriced. And it comes back out late summer, so just wait. $2.99 at TJ's, Robin.
At TJ's, I'm sure they really appreciate that.
You never know it's going to take hold on TikTok, do
You
you?
have no idea. Patrick.
And I'm sorry, that was Robin Roberts, not Gail King. I don't want to screw that up. They're both kind of vapid, but I don't want to make that mistake. And America, this is why we suck. Those come up every so often.
I'll tell you what's limited edition. My positive fucking disposition.
There you go.
For stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's so garbage. Who actually watches morning television and goes, this is how I want to start my day? This is good. This has me feeling grand.
Yeah. And I've tried to do that because I've said, hey, I work remotely. Let me put something on in the background. And if I can hear a little bit about what's going on in the world as I do that, that's going to help me too. And I put it on and I just said vapid. Vapid is the word for all of that morning television. It is all just insipid, dumb bullshit that nobody cares about. And the latest trend and, oh, she was seen canoodling with him. Let's get pictures of that. And who cares? Stop it.
Who cares? Stop it. Exactly.
I hate to be holier
Stop
than
it.
thou, but I'm the Pope and we're holier than thou. I have an idea here, a new bit that we can go with from time to time.
Let's do it.
It kind of puts you in a tough position because we haven't gone over this beforehand and there's no expectation of how this is going to go. But this is called Name That News Story. You just do with it what you will. I'm going to give you the headline. You tell me what you think the story is based on what the headline is. You kind of guess and think it through and see what you think here, okay? The headline is, anxiety drugs found in rivers make salmon take more risks.
This story is about how SSRs are so broadly prescribed to the general population that the urine and human waste product is actually infiltrating our drinking water, but also our waterways. And as a part of that, it's now getting into the fish. And as they make their journeys up the salmon ladder, they're doing more crazy shit like jumping into boats or smashing their head against a rock or taking hard drugs before they're 21 years old. How close am I?
You were really wrong on most of it. I didn't expect it to go that way at all. Again, the headline, the real headline is anxiety drugs found in rivers make salmon take more risks. You were mostly right. And then my response was going to be, they have been found smoking and drinking, eating lots of sugary carbs, having unprotected sex, the salmon, and gambling and skydiving. This is what they've been doing. So very valiant attempt. You got part of it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have you ever seen how they ship fish?
No, I would think in big crate type things that are water filled.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But if you're shipping just say one fish, like a massive fish, they put it in a bag and put water in it.
And then just slosh it around and hope it doesn't break open. I wonder what their success rate is.
It's I'll send you a link to what it looks like, but it's kind of funny. It is like a purse or like one of those grown-up sippy cups. Have you seen the alcoholic pouches that you put a straw in or whatever? It's like a juice box, but it's like a giant fish juice box.
Like alcoholic Sunny Delight, fish Sunny Delight?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't think it's got alcohol in it.
But you said there are some that have alcohol. I didn't even know about that.
Yes. So there's a place, there's a restaurant near my house, and they do pouches, and they're like juice and alcohol concoctions in a little plastic baggie.
That's so that you can't get drunk and throw bottles at people.
Oh, Oh, is it?
And I just thought that through, and that makes sense. That okay, we give these to people at concerts so they can get good and drunk, but then they can't throw bottles. Adult juice box. All right.
Adult juice box. Yeah.
Here's this other thing. Australia Part 2. A lot of news of Australia this week. This is Australian radio. Any chance you heard a news story about Australian radio?
I get a lot of Australian radio stories. We'll have to wait and see.
You're probably one of those people that listens to like Pipper and the Q.
Pipper
and the Q. It's Australian radio, isn't it?
No.
I thought they had a show called Pipper and the Q.
Oh, do they? They might. I might not listen to that one, but they
Dingo
do have
and the
Whipper,
Baby. That's Family
Whipper
Guy.
and Fitzy.
Whipper and Fitzy. Yeah. When you just said that, I swore I thought it was a joke, but it's real.
It's not.
It's not?
There's many things like that.
Yeah.
Fitzy and Whipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, these are the people. These are people's names.
Mornings on Z102.
Yeah. Mornings on Triple Z. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm going to play you this Australian radio air check. The first one, the person is very buried, but listen, and we'll go from there and see what you think about this.
Kata's mystery mixtape brought to you by Cyril is worth $2,000. Register to play at kata.com.au and make sure you're listening very carefully to win.
All right, so there's that. There's more coming here.
That person is not in Australia.
Hang on.
Anyway, keep going.
Playing on Kata in 2 minutes is The Weeknd, and then Lisa teaming up with Ray for Born Again. It's Selena Gomez at Kata. Call me when you break up.
Talking now to get rid of the copyright issues.
1 p.m. on Kata. Hear the new track from Lizzo as well as Roshi. We're Australia's home of hip-hop and R&B with old school Warren G.
Regulators.
I love
Regulate
this song, by the way.
of his property.
Mount up.
Mount up.
There you go. So what stands out about that to you?
So many things.
Yeah.
One, that is Kata radio, 96.1.
If you Google it, you're going to come up with the answer right away, so don't do that.
No, I'm not. But what stands out to me is a couple of things. One, she is speaking with a partially American accent, which is fucking weird for my ear. Like, when I first heard that, I was like, wait a minute, she's not Australian, or she is an Australian who's lived overseas for a while. Two, use the fucking fade. Like,
well, that's the first thing. It sounds like bad voice tracking. When they do voice tracking on stations, it's because they can have a jock record an entire show in 15 to 20 minutes, and they just record the little parts in between the records where they talk. And if you have bad voice tracking where it's not worked out technically, they're drowned out by the music, like especially in that first break. And I thought that's what was going on the first time I heard it.
It's just bad producing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the other thing. So those are the two things that stood out to me. One, bad producing.
Yeah.
Two, fucked up accent.
Yeah. And
what's the real answer?
The delivery is kind of broadcasting school sounding. She's not especially animated. She doesn't sound very radio-like. It kind of sounds like somebody new learning how to do radio. There's that part of it.
Sure.
But
maybe she's new to broadcasting. Who
that
knows?
could be. If she's new and you had to guess, where do you think she comes from?
Play it again.
All righty. Coming over here, doing this. I'm talking over this because it's copywritten crap and I don't want to get in trouble for any stupid bullshit I shouldn't get in trouble for.
Mystery mixtape brought to you by Cyril is worth $2,000. Register to play at kata.com.au and make sure you're listening very carefully to win.
And again, I'm talking no flag, no flag, no flag, no flag.
Playing on Kata in 2 minutes is The Weeknd, and then Lisa teaming up with Ray for Born Again. It's Selena Gomez at Kata. Call me when you break up.
And there's one more. The regulators mount up in a second.
After 1 p.m. on Kata, hear the new track from Lizzo as well as Roshi. We're Australia's home of hip-hop and R&B with old school Warren G.
Regulators. You regulate any
Right, so I think that she's from Queensland or something like that. Like somewhere, I think that she's from a country area. I don't think that she's from Melbourne or Sydney, or she's from some American country and is doing like a weird accent.
Well, she is from everywhere and yet from nowhere. She is completely AI.
AI.
Yeah. And for the first time ever, I was fooled because while she doesn't sound good, she sounds genuine and sounds like a person doing radio badly, but she sounds like a real person. And I guess this CADA network or station or whatever it is had been doing this and didn't bring it up at first. And they just admitted that, yeah, this jock they have on every day, middays, is completely AI. And that's kind of weird and scary to me.
Well, and maybe that's why they're not doing the tracking right. Because I think if you were to isolate the vocals, it would be easier to tell.
I think they just suck at it.
Also probably true.
Could be either way.
Wow, fascinating. But her accent was off.
Yeah, to me, that reminded me of I'm in broadcasting school and I'm listening to somebody walking the halls of that school doing a show and they're not real good at it yet, but it sounded legitimate. And it's like, wow, I better do good on our show because if I'm not good, I'm just going to fire me and replace me with AI.
It's not a bad idea.
You think? Get rid of me and you just talk to a robot?
No, not you, me. But I would love to... I've been thinking about this recently because there's, on the show we talked about how there are people who are creating AI versions of dead people.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we fed the AI all of the content from our show, the kind of unhinged menace of an AI that would be produced? I would love to invite that on the show and talk to it. Just to get to experience myself like double barrel, full throttle. I think that would be mildly disconcerting and probably horrific.
It would be hugely interesting because it seems, based on my experience with AI, that what it gets is the hyper-realistic version of things. It grabs onto the extreme parts of things for sure. Or it gets things completely wrong. Like when I've done the internet searches, it's like, you just told me that in AI, and that's completely wrong, the complete opposite of what really is true. And you meld those things together, and I think you've got some entertainment there.
I think it could be entertaining, 100%.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do an experiment with that sometime. How long would it take to feed all of our shows into AI? Do you have any idea? Could you tell it like, okay, here is the link. Emily was on the show from this period to this period. Go listen to that and make a show out of it?
I believe you would have to upload
fuck that.
The audio files.
Who's got time for that? I've got to be Pope.
Ain't nobody. Yeah, exactly. We're busy poping.
We've got Papal issues and responsibilities.
Right? This shit is serious.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, word.
All right, so in the future then, when it can do it itself, we'll do that, and that'll be a fun thing. We'll just have to wait until the robots are just about to take over and know how to do that, and then we can probably get it done.
Speaking of the robots, a lot of people joke about how they're polite to AI. It costs so much money in processing power when you are polite to AI. OpenAI wants you to fucking stop it. Please. Just treat your robots like the robots they are. Stop saying please and thank you. Servers, they don't want it.
What about Siri?
Same shit.
Same shit? Because then I am at a kind of crossroads here. How do I handle this? A lot of times all the lights will be out in the house and I'll go and I'll take a leak in the middle of the night and I have my phone in my bed because I fall asleep listening to talk and whatever. And it's dark in the room and I don't want to bang my toe on the end of my bedpost like I've done so many times. So I'll go, hey, I don't want to say it because she's in the room. And it'll say yes. And it'll lighting up the room. Is that going to be a problem at some point?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, that's good. Being that I just went off on a run that didn't really go anywhere. But okay.
No, I think it's going to be great.
All right.
I think you should get a pet.
A pet Siri?
I think you should get an emotional support animal.
Oh, so really that could be anything based on the people I see at the airport.
I think it should be a chicken. And then I think it should be deep fried. And I think it should be served with some fries.
If you have an emotional support pet that is an animal that you don't like, How does that work out? Oh, it's very nurturing, but I'm afraid of chickens.
I mean, I love chicken.
Yeah.
And chickens. As you know, I really do enjoy chickens, and I love chickens when they purr.
Yeah.
You should get an emotional support chicken. And I think that at Halloween, you should go as a pirate, but you should carry your chicken around on your shoulder. You could have a couple's costume. Could be, I don't know. You could call it Dixie. I don't know. What would you call, if you had an emotional support chicken, what would you call it?
Mother clucker.
I like it.
Yeah. And this is a thing that's not meant to be judgy, but obvious question. You love the chickens, yet I think you eat the chickens.
I do.
And how does that work out for you?
I don't eat the ones that I know personally. Same as people. I find it very difficult to eat somebody that I know.
I was just about to say, you don't eat your friends.
No. So it depends as well, right? There are differences between, say, a laying hen and a meat chicken. Here is how I rationalize it. 1, chickens that are bred for meat, they actually can't live for very long unless they're eaten. They're genetically engineered and sort of gross.
Right.
But I do eat chicken. I also, for example, eggs and stuff, I want to make sure that they're free range, that it's organic, that they're treated humanely, all of those different bits and pieces. So I don't believe in treating animals badly. I also don't believe in things like hunting for sport. Like, for example, I might catch a fish, and if I catch a fish, I would eat it.
But you want to base that on where it comes from. If it comes from like a stream next to a nuclear power plant, you probably don't want to do that.
That's right, but I wouldn't be fishing in a nuclear power plant stream either.
I would.
You would?
I do it for
like
sport.
get that three-eyed Simpson fish.
Yeah, looking for a novelty souvenir. And I'll ask you this. You said you like the cage-free eggs. Cage-free or pasture-raised?
Pasture-raised, because cage-free can still mean it's in a shed, walking around in its own shit. So I prefer what we in Australia refer to as free-range or pasture-raised.
Oh, there's a different label depending on the country.
Yeah, so free-range as well means that they are literally free-range. So they are out in a field doing whatever they want, and they can go in whenever they want or at nighttime as well, but they get to roam around, eat bugs, be a chicken.
So in your country, free range really does mean healthy can go wherever they want. And here in America, free range is bullshit and a label put on there to make you think that they're free range. And it is a little bit better, but we have pasture raised, and that's the one that you really want, right?
So those are the ones that I get.
Yeah. Do you have pasture raised in Australia, or you just do it right as free range for all of them?
We don't use the word pasture.
Because you think people are talking about pasta? Is that what it is?
We do use pasture, but in a different context, which
Go out
is
to the pasture.
So if you're putting a cow or a horse out to pasture, is different.
Here in America, we say blowing their friggin' head off is what we say.
No, I meant actually putting them out onto the grass to fatten them up.
Oh, it's good we clarified that.
Yeah.
Because if we had that miscommunication, there's going to be trouble.
Oh, honestly, I wouldn't. I'm so glad I didn't ask you to put my mum out to pasture. Yeah.
That might be my mistake. I might have misunderstood something. I could have gotten that wrong. It might not be right what I said.
No, I think it's one of those things that's actually a turn of phrase that has been turned into something different. So I think we're both right.
And she's got the yawns. How's your sleeping lately? You need to sleep more.
Oh, my God, mate. I'm really struggling to sleep at the moment. But lots of life changes.
Yeah. Good stuff, it sounds
What about you?
Lots
of good stuff happening.
Just the typical stuff. I'm doing okay. I get to the night before we're going to do the show, normally Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and I think, okay, I'm going to go to bed early, and I sit there and I lie in bed and I'm wide awake and I take an Ambien to get to bed. I only do it one night a week, and it's still not good, and I should just get to a place where I can get to sleep. The rest of the week I don't take it, but I know it's not healthy for me, so I need to get past that. It's because I completely have the thing in my head of I don't want to do a show that sucks, and in order to not suck, I have to get sleep. So that is what I'm thinking while I'm laying there. Wow, I need to get to sleep.
That makes complete sense. Have you tried magnesium?
I take magnesium 2 to 3 times a week with potassium. I hear magnesium and potassium help each other.
I take magnesium before sleep, magnesium glycinate every night because it helps me go to sleep. So the type of magnesium is important. It helps you relax.
I had not heard that. I'll check into it. And was that your stomach or mine that just gurgled?
That was mine. I am absolutely starving.
Well,
I don't know why. I've said magnesium glycinate and my stomach is like, yes, please.
yeah.
Oh, glycinate. Oh, hello. I'll
Feed
have
me,
some
Seymour.
magnesium. Oh, have a banana. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So embarrassing.
Well, then we should end the show so you can go eat.
Yes, I go and collect my children.
Collect sounds a little bit sterile. You're going to greet them with warm hugs in depth and warmth.
Well, yes, as you know, the children, they yearn for the mines. So I'm going to pick them up.
I've come to collect you.
I've come to collect you. Yes, pick them up.
There we have it. It's been a fun show as always.
Fun, 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 fun. We have fun in the sun. Thank God the sun's coming out.
Here comes the sun. That was a category on Jeopardy the other day. Songs with sun in the title. Yeah.
Oh.
I will run every single question in the song categories. I get them all right. I feel great about myself. And then any other category, I'm a mindless dipshit asshole. And it's all equal again.
I've never watched an episode of Jeopardy.
Jeopardy's pretty fun. You should check it out.
I should check it out. I like Wheel of Fortune.
If you watch Jeopardy, if you can catch a celebrity Jeopardy, that's good. They make the questions a little bit easier for the celebrities. I'm a master of celebrity Jeopardy. I'm kind of a dumb shit on the regular Jeopardy.
Do you know what puzzle I do every day?
So Goku?
No, I'm not smart enough for that.
Yeah.
Sudoku. No, I do the New York Times Connections. Check it out. It's where you get 16 tiles, all with different words, and you have to create 4 groups of 4 by determining what is the common theme or thread between those different elements.
That sounds involved.
It is.
Good for your brain, though, I bet.
It can sometimes be very difficult.
What was the one that was big during COVID? Was it Wordle?
Oh, yeah. Some people are still doing that. My mother-in-law still doing Wordle every day.
All right. So we achieved Babble there at the end, and everybody have a great week.
Have a good one. Get a chicken.
Okay, you know how this goes. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a nice review, engage with us. We're Total Babble on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Email is show@totalbabble.com. The Total Babble Podcast.
Here at Demons R Us, choose your possession.